All right, today we're going to unlock a simple trick to make your music sound way richer, way more professional. We're going to move beyond those basic three-note chords and see how adding just one extra note can totally change the entire feel of your songs. Ready to add some new colors to your musical toolbox? Let's do this.
Okay, so you've probably got your basic major and minor chords down, which is awesome. I mean, they're the foundation of pretty much all music. But do you ever write something and just feel like it's missing that special something? You know, like it's good but not great? Trust me, every musician feels this way, and the fix is way easier than you think.
And believe it or not, the solution is just one extra note. That's it. That's the secret. By adding just one more note to your basic chords, you can take them from sounding kind of simple to sounding totally professional, with all this new emotional depth and character.
That special note is called the seventh, and when you add it, you get what we call a seventh chord. So what is a seventh chord, really? Let's break down how these awesome four-note chords are actually built.
You know, a seventh chord sounds complicated, but it's actually super simple. You start with a basic three-note chord, which is called a triad. That's just your root, your third, and your fifth. Then you just stack one more note right on top, the note that's 7 steps up the scale from where you started. That fourth note is the magic ingredient that gives the chord its unique, colorful sound.
So yeah, the whole process is literally 2 simple steps. First, you pick a triad. Let's say C major, which is C, E, and G. Second, you just add a 7th on top. Think of it like adding another Lego block to your build. But here's the really cool part. The kind of 7th you add makes a huge difference in how the chord sounds and feels.
Okay, and this is where things get really fun. Not all 7th chords are the same. Each one has its own unique flavor or mood. And once you learn these different flavors, you can use them to create the exact feeling you want in your music. It's like being a chef, but with sound. First up, the major 7th chord. This one, it just sounds beautiful and peaceful. Think bright, dreamy, really lush. You hear it all the time in modern pop, R&B, and jazz. It's perfect for creating a calm, sophisticated vibe.
And the formula for this one? Super simple. You just take a major triad, like our C, E, G, and you add the major 7th note. In the key of C, that note is B. So a C major 7th chord is C, E, G, and B. That B is so close to the next C that it gives the chord this really gentle, kind of dreamy sound.
Okay, next up is the minor 7th, which has a completely different vibe. It's mellow, it's cool, and it's a little bit sad, but in a good way. You hear this chord all over soul, funk, and R&B. It is the ultimate chill-out chord.
And again, the formula is just as easy. You start with a minor triad and you add a minor 7th. So, for example, to make an A minor 7th, you take your A minor triad, which is A, C, and E, and you just add a G on top. That's what gives it that classic soulful sound.
All right, let's talk about the most common 7th chord of them all, the dominant 7th. This one is a total powerhouse. It's not calm or relaxed, it's tense, it's strong, and it's got this awesome bluesy edge. It creates a feeling that the music is about to go somewhere really important. So what's its secret? Well, its formula is this really cool mix of major and minor. You take a major triad, and then you add a minor 7th. So for a C7 chord, you have the C major triad, C, E, G, but you put a B flat on top. That B flat is what creates all that amazing tension you hear in blues, rock, and jazz.
And this right here, this is the perfect example of what we're talking about. Just look at them side by side. C major 7th and C dominant 7th are almost the exact same chord. The only difference is that one little note at the top. Swapping the B for a B flat completely changes the chord's mood from dreamy and peaceful to tense and demanding. See? One little note makes all the difference.
But hey, what if you want to dial up the drama? For those tense, mysterious, or even kind of spooky moments in your music, there's another flavor you need to know: the diminished 7th chord.
So there are basically 2 main types you'll run into. The half-diminished chord is tense and mysterious. You hear it a lot in jazz. The fully diminished is even more dramatic. It's built from notes that are all the same distance apart, which gives it this really unstable, restless sound. You have absolutely heard this in movie scores, like right before a big reveal or a jump scare.
All right, so we've met the chords, we know the vibes they create, but how do you actually use them? Let's look at a couple of ways you can start putting these new tools to work in your own music, like right now.
First off, let's talk about something called inversions. This sounds fancy, but it just means playing the notes of a chord in a different order. So instead of the root note always being the lowest note, you could have the third or the fifth at the bottom instead. It's the exact same chord, but it sounds a little different, and it can make your chord changes sound much, much smoother.
Okay, get ready for this, because this next part is a total game changer. Seventh chords aren't just random things you can throw into your music whenever you feel like it. Every single musical key has its own built-in set of them. Each note of a scale has its own specific seventh chord, and they always follow the exact same pattern. And check it out. Here's the pattern for any major key. It's like a cheat code. The chords on the first and fourth notes are always major sevenths. The chords on the second, third, and sixth notes, always minor sevenths, and the chord on the fifth note is always a dominant seventh. This chord, the 5 chord, is super important because it creates that really strong pull that wants to resolve back to your home chord.
So, what does all this really mean for you and your music? It means you've just unlocked a new creative superpower. Seriously, you now have the tools to control the emotional journey of your music with way more precision.
And that really gets to the heart of it, right? That seventh note is so important. It takes a simple, stable chord and turns it into something with real emotion and energy. It adds color, it creates tension, and it makes your listeners really feel something.
So, with these seventh chords in your toolbox, look at what you can do now. You can add really complex emotions to your songs. You can create that awesome feeling of tension and release. You can write more sophisticated chord progressions that just sound amazing. And hey, you can even understand your favorite songs on a whole new level. It's a brand new world of creativity just waiting for you.
All right, so now the big question is, what's it going to be? Which of these sounds are you going to try first? That dreamy major seventh? The bluesy dominant seventh? Go grab your instrument, start experimenting with these new chords, and just see what amazing things you can create.